On the news tonight, President Buhari asked Nigerians hurt by his policies for a pardon. Governor Adeleke charges Osun residents to ceaselessly reflect the Ramadan lessons. On the foreign scene, 10 people left dead in South Africa, gunmen ambush. Good evening, Barka de Sallah, and welcome to the major report. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. With only 38 days left in office, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked Nigerians hurt by his policies for a pardon. Buhari gave the plea while playing host to a number of guests at the 9th and final Salah homage held at the presidential villa, Abuja. Buhari described himself as a lucky and fulfilled politician, having served as military governor of Borno State in 1976, Minister of Petroleum Resources in the same year, and one-time head of state between 1983 and 1985. He thanked citizens for tolerating his 8-year regime, which began when he was sworn in as president on May 29, 2015. Speaking on his retirement plans, the president expressed desire to wash his hands off politics for a while, but describing democracy as a good thing. Governor Ademola Adeleke has urged Muslim faithful in the state not to jettison the virtue of love and sacrifice the holy month of Ramadan teaches. This is contained in a release issued by spokesperson Malam Olawale Rashid. The governor, while felicitating with Muslims on the celebration of the 2023 Eid al-Fitr, charged Muslim faithful to continue to live with love, sacrifice and piety as they did throughout the holy month of Ramadan. Governor Adeleke urged Muslims not to forget the lessons the month teaches. He emphasized that the act of love, sacrifice and sharing with others must not end with the month, saying they should extend those virtues beyond the holy month. The governor equally implored Muslims to pray for peace in Osun, pray for its development and cooperate with the present administration in the state to deliver developmental projects for the benefit of the teeming populace. As residents of Osun join Islamic adherents worldwide to celebrate the Hijrah 1444 Eid al-Fitr, Governor Ademola Adeleke has called on residents of the state to allow the lessons of Ramadan reflect in their lives. Governor's Office correspondent Ibrahim Adekileku joined the governor to observe the 2-rakat prayer at the Osogbo Central Eid Praying Ground. Okeibale Osogbo now completes the story.
A celebration of Eid al-Fitr that falls on first day of Shawwal, the 9th Islamic lunar month, was sequel to the sighting of the crescent moon in several locations across Nigeria and other parts of the world. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke joined the Muslim Ummah to observe the 2-rakat prayer at the Osogbo Central Eid Praying Ground, located along Ibokun Road, Osogbo. Leading the prayer, the Grand Imam of Osun State, Sheikh Musa Animasaun, congratulated the entire Ummah for witnessing the Eid, which signaled the end of the month-long fasting from sunrise to sunset. Sheikh Animasaun, while extolling the unique attributes of God, as the supreme ruler of the world enjoined Muslims to obey superior authorities, saying those in position of authorities are ordained by Allah. The Grand Imam asked Muslims to seek forgiveness of sins and thank God for sparing their lives to witness yet another Eid. In his address, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke thanked the people of Osun State for standing by his government. He used the occasion to announce that he has given approval for the completion of the long-abandoned testing ground Okebale to Garage Ilesha roundabout road, while enjoining Muslims to allow lessons of Ramadan to reflect in their daily endeavors. Senator Adeleke called on residents of the state to go about their celebration of Salah in peace and harmony.
You know, it's only God that is 100%. We are not 100%, but they should try and abide from the fasting of that 30 days. A lot of people stay away from a lot of things. They should try to abide by it. It's not going to be easy, but they should just try.
The governor was accompanied to the Eid praying ground by the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Teslim Igbalaye, Mr. Kolapo Alimi, Honorable Hashim Abioye, Prince Ayodeji Olamilekan, popularly known as Sango of Africa, Alhaji Ganiyu Olaoluwa, Honorable Ajishafe Kosolowe, among others. It has been Abdurrahim Adeklekun reporting.
Muslim Ummah have been admonished to continue to live with lessons learned during the holy month of Ramadan. Muslim clerics gave the admonition while speaking with Osbc News after leading 2 rak'ah prayers that symbolize the end of Ramadan. Our reporter Oluwatobiloba Odunuga went around the Osogbo metropolis to see the mood of Eid al-Fitr. Has the detail.
Eid al-Fitr is one of the most important religious festivals celebrated by Muslims worldwide. The day marks the end of Ramadan, the month of fasting, and it's a time of great joy and celebration. Eid al-Fitr is a time for family and community bonding. Muslims all over the world come together to celebrate this joyous occasion and share their happiness with each other. It is also a time for giving gifts, visiting friends and family, and spreading joy and happiness. To this end, Osbc News went to some Eid praying grounds in Osogbo metropolis, including the Ekola Central Mosque Eid praying ground, Iludun, Muniruddin Islam Afenifere Eid praying ground, Temilolong Eid praying ground, and Ahmadiyya Muslim Society Eid praying ground, among others. Speaking with Osbc News, Imam Ahmadiyya Muslim Society Osogbo, Alhaji Momodu Adeniran, and Alhaji Abdulaziz Abdulhamid of the Ekola Central Mosque Iludun, after leading a 2 rakat prayer that symbolized the end of Ramadan fast, said Eid al-Fitr is a time for Muslims to renew their faith and strengthen their relationship with Allah, adding that it is a time for reflection, forgiveness, and gratitude.
First and foremost, we appreciate what God has done for us. We thank Him immensely for His favor upon us. Ramadan is actually a teacher. And when you go for a course or you are in a class, you learn to maintain, to acquire knowledge and to make use of it. Thus, all the lessons that Ramadan has taught us is not supposed to go away with Ramadan.
Gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ tí Ramadan kọ́ wa, àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ wípé ká ní faradà nínú rẹ̀ ní àwẹ̀ yẹn. Ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀kejì ni wípé ká mọ̀ wípé báwa bá ń jẹun àwọn kan wà níbi tí wọn ò tẹ eré kankan tí wọ́n jẹ.
Imam Adeniran stated further that Eid al-Fitr is a time for charity and giving, enjoining Muslims to continue to give to the poor and the needy during this time and beyond, for there is greater reward for all who gives to the needy, saying it is a way of expressing gratitude for the blessings they have received. Eid al-Fitr is an important religious festival that brings Muslims together in celebration and unity. It is a time for renewal and an opportunity to strengthen bonds with families, friends, and the community. Oluwa Tobiloba Odunuga, Osbc News.
The celebration of Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of the month of Ramadan takes over Osogbo, Osun State capital, today. Osbc News Group went around different parts of Osogbo to observe the situation and see how it was celebrated. Our man, Oluwadamilola Adebayo Jeje, now bring details.
The atmosphere of joy and celebration among Muslims in the city of Osogbo was evidence that they all trooped out in their numbers to celebrate Eid al-Fitr at the end of the holy month of Ramadan. The traffic situation was a testimony to the large turnout of Muslim faith who visited the various Eid praying grounds for the celebration, going by the gridlock experienced in different parts of Osogbo. Security personnel were also fully on ground to control the traffic. Osbc News visits to different locations around the city as Muslims were seen to come out in full glamour and splendid outfits among both the old and the young. The news crew also observed that commercial activities were in full gear as residents were seen making last-minute purchases to make up for the merriment of the celebration. Some Muslims who spoke with Osbc News expressed their appreciation to Almighty Allah for giving them the grace to witness the end of the Ramadan fast.
I feel very excited because, as you can see, everybody are playing with each other. We have very beautiful festival here, and we pray to Almighty Allah that we witness more of this.
I feel happy, I feel joyous.
Whining and dining followed the Eid prayers as Muslims celebrated with their loved ones. Oluwadamilola Adebayo Jeje reporting for Osbc News.
Over 1,000 passengers benefited from a money-free train ride that conveyed Osho people from Lagos to celebrate Eid al-Fitr with their loved ones. The coordinating director of Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperative and Empowerment, Mrs. Kendi Odediro, will disclose this announcement while welcoming the beneficiaries, maintained that the gesture is aimed at lessening the financial burden of the citizenry. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, now completes the story.
Beneficiaries of the money-free train ride arrived Osogbo terminal of the Nigerian Railway Corporation in Mandela Freedom Park on Thursday night ahead of the Eid al-Fitr celebration, while welcoming the passengers of the money train service, which took off from the Edo terminals in Lagos State with stopovers in Ogun and Oyo States to pick passengers. The coordinating director of Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperative and Empowerment, Mrs. Kendi Odediro, who led other officials of the ministry to the railway station, expressed satisfaction with the turnout of passengers, which she described as impressive, adding that over 1,000 holiday makers took advantage of the gesture to come home and celebrate the festivity with their families and friends.
Over 1,000 passengers boarded this train. The turnout was very impressive. The target is that it will lessen the financial transportation of citizens. It will enable them to be able to come home freely and celebrate with their loved ones. Apart from that, it is to boost the economy of the state.
Some of the beneficiaries of Mole Free Train Ride who spoke in separate interviews with Osbc News were full of appreciation to Governor Ademola Adeleke for walking the talk and keeping to his electoral promises of making the welfare of the people utmost priority. They noted that the free train ride helped in lessening their financial burden and provided opportunity for them to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr with their loved ones.
It wasn't bad at all. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, you know, very beautiful thing. I hope it will continue like this anyway. A big thank you is a continuation of what we've been enjoying. So he didn't say because it was in his own party, and he continued because it's for the good of Osho State. So I say thank you, Governor Adeleke.
We enjoyed our safety. There's no any problem. So we give thanks to God and him that God will be blessing him.
You know what? No, you're welcome. Ilé àtọ̀nà wọn kò ní bàjẹ́ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run.
Inú wa dẹ́dùn sí gómìnà wa pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ táyé ribiribi tán ṣe lọ́sùn.
The Mole Free Train is expected to embark on a return trip from Osogbo to Lagos by Monday next week. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
Aṣíwájú Mùsùlùmí of Yoruba land, Edo and Delta State, Alhaji Hamis Badmus, has charged Nigerians to consider the welfare and comfort of fellow citizens in their day-to-day affairs. Dr. Badmus made a call in the Eid al-Fitr message in Oshobo. The state capital said love for fellow human beings is one of the Ramadan fast's significant lessons. We are to perform Lesser Hajj, Umrah, pointed out that the lessons of Ramadan fast, which include self-discipline, generosity, kindness to fellow human beings, self-denial and consistent worship of Allah, are the basic standard of our Supreme Being wants human beings to live. The Muslim leader enjoins Nigerians to pray for the success, peace, progress, development of Nigeria and successful transition of power to the president-elect on the 29th of next month. Muslims have been urged to allow the principles of Ramadan to guide them throughout their lifetime. The Chief Missioner of Academy, Madam Yusuf Adepaju, gave the advice while speaking before Osbc News. According to him, if Muslims have the opportunity to move closer to God during the 30 days fasting period, they can maintain it for as long as they live. He speaks.
After Ramadan, a Muslim should try to inculcate the habit of not returning to sin, because when Ramadan comes, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said that Almighty Allah will cage shaitan and its shayateen. So in the spirit of Ramadan, Muslim used to jettison sin. That is why invariably we used to believe that there is always peace, and level of crime is equally reduced in the society. So many of us during the month of Ramadan, we are more generous, we are more magnanimous, even we are more humanitarianistic. So we should try to imbibe or inculcate the spirit of Ramadan in our lives.
We'll now go on a short commercial break. The major report continues in a moment.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
You're welcome back. SIP Microfinance Bank Limited has been repositioned to meet the demands of its growing customers and surmounting the challenges posed by the cashless policy. Chairman of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited, Dr. Laduko Latunde, gave the assurance during the annual general meeting of the bank in Oshobo. Our reporter, Oluchi Abuda, now completes the report.
The hardships and harrowing experiences Nigerians were subjected to during the implementation of the new Naira redesign policy introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria can never be forgotten in a hurry. Little wonder why the management of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited deemed it fit to enlighten its growing customers on the need to be prepared and embrace technology in carrying out transactions to forestall the reoccurrence of such in the future. This came to the fore when the management, shareholders and customers of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited converged for the annual general meeting of the bank. Addressing the gathering, the chairman of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited, Dr. Oladokun Olatunde, reassured the people that the bank remains resolute in providing economic empowerment to the underprivileged, capacity building and improvement of the socio-economic condition of the poor. According to Dr. Oladokun, SIP Microfinance Bank Limited has remained committed to the promotion of small and medium-scale industries, SMEs, whether as startups or existing businesses. Hence the need for new and existing customers to be in tune with technology and embrace the cashless policy.
The meeting is an annual meeting where some selected members are meeting the chairman to intimate them with the recent information they need to know concerning microfinance, and also to synthesize them about the new Naira swap and how they should be compliance with the digital information, which we have done now. So, and we are preparing them for a future that they will need to know that things have changed and the method they will be able to cope.
The chairman of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited equally explained that the bank has been repositioned for more efficient and effective service delivery through technology.
We are already ready. Even in February, when the problems came up, many of our members were still collecting their money through online services we put in place. We need to enlighten them, encourage them, and give them the confidence that the system is going to be good for them.
Some of the customers who addressed the gathering were full of appreciation to the management of the bank for supporting their businesses financially and lifting their economic status for the better, just as they smiled home with gifts. The annual general meeting of SIP Microfinance Bank Limited climaxed with prayers of thanksgiving as the chairman, who doubled as a pastor, led the management, staff and customers of the bank to praise and worship God for upholding the financial institution. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
Now welcome to our sports segment. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria have been paired in tough Group D with Brazil, Italy and Dominican Republic for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The young Selecao of Brazil are 5 times winners of the competition, while Italy, who have never won the competition, will be a tough nut to crack for the Flying Eagles. The Dominican Republic are making their maiden appearance in the competition. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria came third at the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt. The West Africans have been the finalists twice in 1989 and 2005. African champions Senegal and Group C with Japan, Israel and Colombia. The young Scorpions of Gambia in Group C. The other African representative, Tunisia, are drawn in Group E with Uruguay, Iraq and England. The tournament will take place in Argentina between May 20 and June 11. Now to the foreign news. South African Police Minister Becky Cele and National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola have visited the scene of mass shooting at birthday party in KwaZulu Goberha, South Africa. Police said unknown gunmen have stormed a homestead in the South African city of Pietermaritzburg and ambushed a family, killing 10 people. Police did not give a motive of the shooting, but revealed that those killed included 70 women and 3 men. South Africa has one of the world's highest number of murder rate, with about 20,000 murders recorded every year out of a population of 60 million. It will be recalled that in January this year, gunmen killed 8 people and wounded 3 others at a birthday party in the city of Goberha in the Eastern Cape. To end the major report on Osbc TV, here again are the main points. President Muhammadu Buhari has pleaded with Nigerians hurt by his administration's policies for a pardon. Governor Ademola Adeleke has charged Osun residents to continue allowing the lessons of Ramadan to reflect in their lives. On the foreign scene, we brought you a report that 10 people have died in South Africa, occasioned by gunmen attack. That was the major report edited by Adebari Ejibakide. Babatunde Bolatito is my name, saying good night and Barakat Salah.